For hundreds of years, Muslim lands, from Egypt to Algeria, Morocco, Somalia, India, and Pakistan, have suffered under colonial rule. Centuries of weakness have left many Muslims today feeling small, powerless, and inferior. And so a question arises: if Allah is al-alawi, the most powerful, why doesn't He make the Muslims the strongest, the rulers of the world? The answer lies in understanding Allah's sunan, His established ways for how the world operates. One of those sunan is that there will always be a struggle between truth and falsehood, good and evil. Allah tells us in the Quran that there will always be enemies to the truth. He created them to test us, to make us stand firm. History shows this pattern. When the Mongols destroyed Baghdad, slaughtering Muslims and throwing our books into the river until the water ran red with blood and then blue with ink, Islam seemed crushed. Yet scholars of the time understood, when Allah wants to revive Islam, He creates enemies to it. Why? Because threat awakens the believer. Safety often leads to complacency, but danger pushes us to defend our deen with full commitment. In Muslim lands where people feel secure, masjids may be empty at Fajr. In places where Islam is under attack, you find the mosques full, people alert, aware, and striving. Allah sometimes gives power to oppressors and sometimes to believers. Both are tests. In hardship, true believers shine. The hypocrites run. Today's battle is not fought with swords, but with ideas. Atheism, liberal ideologies, gender confusion, these are the weapons aimed at our children's iman. The question is, who will stand up to defend Islam with knowledge, wisdom, and confidence? And who will hide, compromise, or even doubt the truth? The Quran describes true men of faith, believers who keep their promise to Allah no matter how long it takes to see victory. Look at Musa, alayhi salam. With nothing but a stick in his hand and Pharaoh's army closing in, his people panicked. But Musa declared, "My Lord is with me, He will guide me." That trust split the sea, drowned the mightiest army of the time, and delivered victory. Power is not in the tools. It's not in weapons, degrees, or social media. It is in certainty in Allah. The Prophet never compromised his faith for money, power, or comfort, because he knew Allah is al-alawi. When the believers of the past truly trusted Allah, He opened the world for them. When our trust weakens and our faith shifts to worldly powers, the dunya closes to us. The Prophet foretold a time when Muslims would be many in number but powerless, like foam on the sea, because they love the dunya and fear death. This is our reality today. We spend freely on worldly education for our children, but hesitate to invest in their Islamic knowledge. We give generously after disasters, but neglect to fund the preservation of our children's iman. Allah's help is not free. It requires sacrifice, struggle, and service. He promises, "I will help those who serve me." Have we served Him enough to deserve His help? The prophets often stood alone. No armies, no wealth. Yet with Allah, they overcame entire nations. Yunus, alayhi salam, in the whale, Lut, alayhi salam, against his people, Muhammad against Quraysh, all were alone in worldly terms, yet unstoppable because Allah was with them. When you know Allah is al-alawi, you walk with strength. You don't hide your identity. You don't dilute your name or conceal your salah. You are Abd al-Qawi, the servant of the most powerful. Why should you feel weak? True empowerment comes from revelation. Allah says, "Take what we have given you with strength." The Quran and Sunnah are the most powerful way of life. Never something to be shy about. Weakness in identity comes from weakness in connection to revelation and history. Knowing your deen and your heritage gives you confidence to live Islam openly and with dignity. Brothers and sisters, strength is not arrogance. It's standing firm in who you are, knowing you carry the truth. We don't wait for the world's approval. We seek Allah's. If we reconnect with revelation, serve Allah with sincerity, and trust in His promise, we will see His help. But until we are willing to sweat, spend, and strive for His sake, the help of Allah will remain distant. Victory is not about numbers, wealth, or weapons. It's about faith, sacrifice, and the certainty that Allah al-alawi is with us, and with Him we are never weak. If you want, I can now make this into a tight 1 to 2 minute video script that keeps the same power, but flows like a spoken motivational piece. So, brothers and sisters, understand this. Allah's help is not random, it is earned. It comes to those who strive, sacrifice, and serve His cause without excuses. If we are not willing to spend our time, our wealth, our energy for the sake of preserving our children's iman, why are we shocked when the help of Allah doesn't come? Look at the examples Allah gives in the Quran. Lut, alayhi salam, had no army, yet Allah destroyed his enemies. Yunus, alayhi salam, was alone in the belly of a whale, yet Allah saved him. Musa, alayhi salam, stood before Pharaoh with only a stick, yet Allah split the sea for him. Muhammad was one man against a nation, yet Allah made his message dominate the Arabian Peninsula and spread across the world. What gave them victory was not weapons or numbers. It was absolute trust in al-alawi, the most powerful. When you realize who Allah is, your posture changes. You walk with strength, speak with confidence, and live your Islam openly. You don't hide your salah, your name, or your beliefs. You understand that the Quran and Sunnah are not something to be embarrassed about, but the most powerful and noble way of life possible. Today, empowerment is a buzzword. Everyone wants empowerment, women, children, movements. But the truest empowerment is being empowered by Allah. He says in the Quran, "Take what we have given you with strength." This means live the revelation with pride, not shame, with courage, not fear. If we feel weak, it's because our connection to revelation is weak. If we are hiding, it's because we have forgotten our history and our heroes. Our forefathers stood in plain sight declaring, "This is who we are. Take it or leave it." And they did so with dignity because they knew Allah was with them. So ask yourself, when was the last time I gave my time for Allah's sake? When was the last time I struggled to protect someone's iman? When was the last time I took a stand, not with arrogance, but with the confidence that Allah is on my side? This is the war we are in today. It is not a war of bullets, but a war over hearts and minds. A war for the souls of our children. And the victory will not come from better tools, bigger budgets, or more followers. It will come from believers whose certainty in Allah is stronger than their fear of the world. Victory comes when we take the revelation with strength, live it without compromise, and trust that Allah al-alawi will never abandon His sincere servants. With Him we are never weak. Without Him we are nothing.